Welcome to your all signs angel messages. Hi everybody, I'm Devon Duerr. I'm an angel intuitive and spiritual teacher, and we're going to be going into the overall energy with a big Celtic cross with angel cards and messages for you. Then we will go into all 12 signs, and at the very end go into a bonus message for you that will give you actions to take on this guidance. Now, a quick reminder here, I do encourage you to listen to all 12 signs. This is not just about your sun, moon, and rising. If you know those, just grab your journal and anything that feels like it's a message for you or gives you angel bumps or you see repeating numbers or messages out your window, write that down as you're listening. I will be putting timestamps in at the end when we wrap up today so that you can come back and listen to any of this as much as you want to. So we'll make it easy for you to listen. These messages are meant to be evergreen. Your spiritual team, which consists of your guardian angels, archangels, passed away loved ones, spirit guides, and spirit animals, are highly efficient. They knew you were going to click on this video when you were going to click on this video. So it doesn't matter if you're here live with me now or a year from now, there are messages for you. So make sure you're jotting them down. Also, if you are tuning in live, hello, everybody. I love seeing you there. I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from. How's the energy treating you? If you are hearing this message later, still feel free to leave a comment. I always read every single one of your comments, and I really appreciate connecting with you this way. We have such a great community here, and it's always my honor. I do these lives every Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central. And like I said, for today's messages, we're going to just let the messages come through in the way they are meant to. However, they did give me a little bit of a nudge, my team did, about talking about your life purpose a little more than we have been lately. A lot of our messages have been very relationship focused. That's because we have relationships to everything in life, not just to people, but to our body, to our creative side, to our work, to things that we came here to do. And so our relationships have really been affected a lot by these different energies that are going around. So there still will be things that probably come up with messages. I'll let you know as we go through them. But I did ask for guidance around your purpose, your life purpose, when we get to all 12 signs. All right. So we're going to start with this Celtic cross here and go into the overall energy, like I said, and then I'll have timestamps. I'll have the icon up for when we get to the signs. Just make sure you go ahead and listen to all 12 signs and stay tuned for the bonus messages at the end so you know what actions to take. All right, so we're going to switch over to the Celtic cross here and make sure that you can see everything on here. And hello in the chat. I see Heidi here, Sparkle and Grit, Anna, Sicilian Frodite, Blondie's here. Hello, Casglow. Great to see all of you here. All right. I see my camera didn't switch over for you guys, did it? Yeah, I've got this camera switcher here, and I'm trying to get better about switching back and forth so that you can see things. All right. Oh, I knocked my card there. I wanted to mention one thing. These messages, like I said, are evergreen, and I always say a prayer of protection that they find you when it's in their highest interest and that we only connect with God's highest vibrational beings. But I do want to also include some of the energies going on right now because they are encased in this particular reading. So that's why I like to say it doesn't matter when these messages reach you. I say this prayer of protection around it. So whatever energy is going on right now that is beneficial to you or needs to be discussed will come up for you, even if it's for later. And the reason I say that particularly now is because we have the asteroid Juno retrograding back into Scorpio tomorrow. And this is a powerful, deep sign. And Juno usually represents your love relationship. So again, like I said, we're going to be talking about your life purpose, but there's going to be things coming up for relationships. Then the other thing that I'm looking forward to is having Mercury back in Aries this Wednesday. And finally, after this long retrograde on Thursday, Mars goes back into Leo. It's been direct, but it's still been in Cancer for a long time. As a Cancer sun sign, I have definitely felt this, but I know everybody has. wherever you have Cancer in your chart. And it's going to feel a lot better because Mars does not like being in water signs, especially Cancer. So you'll get to feel this energy starting towards the end of the week pick up. We've all been waiting for that energy. And so I did want to mention that that's a very positive thing coming up. I'd love to hear in the comments, though, if you are watching this now or within the near future, how did that full moon treat you this past Saturday that we had, where we had before that the Sun conjunct Chiron, then we had the full moon, then about, I don't know, not even an hour later, Venus finally went direct. And that's a good feeling too. However, Venus prefers Pisces most of the time. So when Venus moves into Aries, it might get a little shaky again, but that's okay. It's a wonderful planet that's here to help us, just like they all are. And we are getting to know this powerful Aries energy for just a little bit longer. And then we have the Sun going into Taurus soon, which I think that happens on Friday or Saturday. Let me check my calendar, my calendar. Oh, yep, it's on Saturday, 2:55 Central. We have the Sun moving into Taurus. Oh, and look at that. Right after, a few hours later, we have Mars trine Neptune. Okay, this is a big deal because this is the first time we've had Neptune and Aries in our lifetime. And then Mars, a fire sign, will have moved into Leo, which is a fire sign where it likes it, and it will be trining Neptune. So this is actually really positive energy for Saturday as well, if you're here in the States, or probably early Sunday morning for a lot of you on the other parts of the world, which again, I do love seeing where everybody's tuning in from. And I know we have people all the way from New Zealand, Australia, Ireland, all over the place. So great to see you all here in the chat. And we'll definitely jump into these messages now. Like I said, I will have the timestamps. So if you want to skip the overall energies, you're more than welcome to, but I feel like it really adds to the weekend. Casglow says, my weekend was actually pretty great. Well, that's wonderful, Casglow. I'm great to hear that. We had some beautiful weather here in Texas for sure. So I know you got to enjoy that with me. Let's start with this overall energy and see what's at the heart of our spread here. All right, we have the Four of Air card. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. Okay, so what I'm getting with this card here for all of us is that we've been waiting for some clarity on some things that came up a lot in our recent angel messages. You're waiting to know what to do with something, and we are aware, our higher self is aware, and the angels are addressing this, that we still need more time before we make a decision because there just isn't enough information. We're not clear on what direction we want to head. And this makes sense now, having this in the heart of our spread, why the angels want us to talk about life purpose today, because this is part of the thing we want to get clarity on is where are we headed with our purpose? This will help clear up some other things going on for us. So let's see what's coming through on the challenge energy here. We have the Ego card, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So this is talking about how when we're indecisive, when we don't know what to do, we are getting trapped in that illusion that we only have one, maybe two choices, or that we are stuck, that even though we want out of a situation or we want things to change, we don't think we can actually bring those changes in, and it's simply an illusion. A lot of times it's that fear that, well, I don't want to start my own business because then I'm going to be afraid I'm financially insecure. Well, the angels have a solution for you. Do it part-time, do it slowly over time, build up that nest egg before you just, move over there. And that's just an easy example to give, but it's this idea like, oh, I have to wait till my kids go to college for me to finally work on my life purpose. Again, that's an illusion. The angels don't want us to feel like we're trapped on a superficial timeline. So this is a big thing that's going on for all of us right now, is the thing that you think is keeping you from where you want to go, it's an illusion. So that's good. We're going to get some guidance on that here. We'll go into the subconscious and what's going on for us. We have the Magician card. This is perfect. It says you are ready. You have the resources, the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. I love that card for the root of our spread of what's going on subconsciously coming after that ego card, because the ego card is saying, hey, you're thinking you're trapped and you're not. And subconsciously, you have the ability, you have the power within you to transform things. You have to go deep. You have to trust that you have the resources and you're ready to make these changes. So let's get into some more guidance about what's coming up so we can see about how we can start taking action, even though we feel like we're not clear on something just yet. All right, moving into the recent past, we have the 10 of Air card. Yes, the 10 of Air card. It says the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. Okay, so again, I do not read these cards literally. I read them intuitively. I see what pops up, what the feeling is, what the angels are showing me with signs and symbols. And for what I'm really getting is for all of you watching here now and in the future, there's something that you've been saying to yourself, I just don't want to worry about this anymore. I'm done worrying about this. I want to release this. I want it to be water under the bridge. I want to be over this and done with this. So you've made that decision to start focusing on the future, focusing on the positive. A big consistent message I've been getting a lot lately, not only through my angel messages here, but also when I'm journaling, when I'm walking around in my garden or exercising, and I'll get a download from my team, is we need to be thinking about 5 years from now. Where are we 5 years from now? You know, the energy is shifting dramatically starting this year all the way through 2027. More and more things are going to be revealed about what's going on beyond our physical eye, the things that we can't physically see with us. More and more is going to be revealed, and you're in the right place at the right time as you're listening to this video so that you can begin raising your vibration and working together with others like you who are here watching this video with you that are saying, you know what? I know what I want the future to look like. Start visualizing now. Do that now for that 5-year plan. Then we're going to back up into the 3-year, the 1 year, the 1 month, and the 1 day. And we're going to take it one day at a time. I'm here to support you on that. But expect things to get better and start with those vision boards. And in fact, that's a great thing to do with this energy coming up this week or this weekend. If you haven't already, if you already have one, update it. I love to update my vision boards whenever I have some downtime for that. So let's see what's coming up in the present energy. Oops, I'm holding it wrong there. This is the 10 of Earth card. Isn't that nice? That's the current energy, a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things. Yes, this is the energy right now. At the time you're hearing these messages, whenever that is for you, what could you do today to find magic in the little things? I know for me, it's been enjoying some of the new plants I got for my office. I'm sitting here looking at them. You can't see them from my view, but I did go out and buy some more succulents, and I repotted some other ones that had outgrown their vase, and I made them where they were like together in a bigger vase, which looks so cute. And it really was a creative, fun thing to do. And now I get to sit here and start my week looking at my new plants here. And it really is a luxury to be able to bring this beautiful life and energy into the work I do. So having plants around you, getting outside, stopping and smelling the roses, observing the butterflies and the hummingbirds. If you haven't seen my videos on butterflies, and we've talked about all kinds of other animals, I've been hearing the hawks so much lately and the owls so much lately. So definitely life's little luxuries for me. So let's see what's coming up in the near future card here. We have the Moon card. The Moon card. It says important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. So this is a card of really going into where you're trusting your intuition to make these decisions, to figure out where you are under this illusion that you're trapped. Using your intuition is going to be the thing that guides you best, not just now, but again, in the future, as more and more things are revealed to us. we're going to have things revealed to us that might be clickbait. They might not actually be true. So you're going to have to listen to your intuition. So that's coming up pretty soon in the near future. We're going to get a little bit more guidance on that, and we'll do a pocket affirmation here. But I just want to remind you that this is a time of people wanting to redirect you, to distract you from your purpose. So again, they're reminding me right now as I'm talking, that's why they wanted me to talk about your life purpose today when we get to all 12 signs, because there's a lot of distractions out there. Now that's been going on for a long time, but these are going to be big distractions. You're going to want to protect your energy, set your boundaries with people, places, headlines, social media that are life negating, that are draining. You're going to want to really protect your energy. When things begin to feel really a little topsy-turvy, you're going to want to remove yourself from that energy, ground yourself, go stare at your vision board, go journal, go connect with your spiritual team, because there may be things going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of that are being made out to be something that isn't really true. So we're going to want to listen to our intuition very soon. That's what's coming up in the near future. So let's see what we're getting for our personal power card here. We are getting the Four of Fire. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life. Oh, another one again. The successful completion of a project. And I love this because it's complementing the 10 of Wands card here. And so what I'm getting for this card, really, your personal power comes from doing things around the home that make you feel like it's inviting and warm. Have you been doing any projects on your home, or have you been working on a creative project at home? Like maybe you brought some work home with you where you feel like you're in a better space, or maybe you are creating space in your home for your creative projects, like setting up a little art corner where you can sit down and do your artwork without having to get it all back out again over and over again and let it get disturbed. So they do want you completing some kind of project here. Now for me, I know exactly what this is. I have been doing a lot of cleaning, a lot of reorganizing, and I'm not finished yet. And it feels so good doing it, but I'm also in the back of my mind, my Capricorn rising is like, but we still have to do this and this. And I will often hear my team say to me, it will all happen in good time, Devon. It will all happen in good time, So that's where your power is going to come from completing these projects, from, celebrating the completion of a project if you did. I really think that anything you can do to bring peace into the home is going to help you with working on this energy right here where we can listen to our intuition. So let's start with this pocket affirmation. I am peaceful. If you want to write that in the comment section below, I am peaceful. And then we're going to add to that, I feel at peace. I feel at peace. Now, I know that's easier said than done with a lot of the energies going on around us, but we're going to want to feel it and we're going to affirm it. We're affirming it by saying right now, I am peaceful. And then again, I feel at peace, because we want to bring that feeling in there. Even amongst all the stuff on the headlines and all the people calling us up, needing things from us and things going on, we are going to try to embrace that energy of inner peace. All right. And it's a practice. It's a daily practice. Grab your journal and do some journaling. It will help bring you peace. When you get your concerns down on paper, okay, and then ask your angels for help with those things, they will bring you the help you need. You have to actually ask, though. That's the thing. They're not allowed to interfere, but they can assist if we ask. All right, so let's see what's coming up in our external factors. And thank you all for writing that in the comment section below. Hello, Infinitely Blessed. I don't think I got to say hi to you earlier. Priscilla Love, good to see you here. Thanks for your compliment on listening to all 12 signs. I agree. I think listening to all 12 signs is super helpful because we have all 12 signs in our charts. So why not listen to all of them? Because we all have it. So let's see what's coming in our external factors. We have the 5 of Fire here. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. All right, who just popped into your mind when you heard that? Did any person pop into your mind, or organization, or project where you're working with other people. There's probably somebody for all of us that first popped into our mind. There is a situation there where there's competing goals. It doesn't mean that anyone's wrong or right. It's just this idea that you have different motives or different viewpoints, and it is causing conflict. It's also part of what's contributing to this lack of clarity that we have here, where we're feeling trapped. And at the heart of our spread, where we have this 4 of air, where we're not sure what decision to make. It's like there's been so much conflict and so many competing things going on that we need to slow down and rest. That's why they're giving us this moon card in the near future. Try to slow down if you can. Take more time to relax. Like I said, at the time I'm doing this reading, we're coming off of that full moon, and that's a time where the light is waning. Things are slowing down. And over the years of studying astrology, I have come to agree with a lot of the Vedic astrologers and some of the other astrologers out there who say, try to initiate things between the new moon and the full moon. And then at the full moon, try to just relax and let things reveal themselves to you, what the things that worked and things that didn't. And it might be time to release something. Maybe you started something that you're realizing, RE, on the release of the full moon. My heart's not in this anymore, or my heart's not in this relationship, or my heart's not in this project. So we're on that side of things, the waning side, and we need to really trust this moon card to let us observe, okay? And a lot of times we can't even fully understand how we really feel about something when there's so much going on. I had a counselor tell me one time that she will tell her clients that if you feel nothing, when people say, I feel nothing, most of the time it's actually that they feel everything. They're either highly empathic, or all their emotions have come in at such a strong way that their physical body has shut down a lot of their senses to protect them from such a wave of emotions. So the thing to do there is to get grounded, again, do some journaling, connect with your spiritual team, try to go deeper into the root of your emotions and ask yourself, why do I feel nothing about this? Because it's not true. You don't actually feel nothing. You feel something, but either you need to find someone you can trust to talk to about it, or you need to do some inner reflection, because that's going to be the only way you're going to get true clarity on how you feel. So let's go over to the hopes or fears card. Let's see what we're feeling about all this information coming up. And we have the Hermit card. This card's been coming up a lot lately. What did I just say about going within and doing the self-discovery? It says spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. So basically this card is saying, with this full moon we just came out of, and the new energies we're moving into, with Juno retrograding back into Scorpio tomorrow, we are going to need to really think through these relationships. Whoever this is that's popping into your mind, it's going to be really important to do that deep self-discovery. But remember, you don't have to do it alone, right? You've got these angel messages here. You've got your spiritual team. You can get your journal out and you can ask for guidance and pull your own angel cards if you want to. And of course, we're going to be getting to all 12 signs in just a moment here. And the final outcome card we have is the King of Fire. This is a fantastic card for the outcome here. It says motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. I love the dragon on there. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Remember I said maybe you need to lean on somebody you trust to figure out what your next steps are. And of course, we're going to get some guidance on your life purpose and some actions to take when we get to the end. We'll be doing your bonus message for your actions. But this is about communicating with vision, really and truly. Like I said, that 5-year plan. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? You need to actually tell your higher self you're clear on that. You need to tell your team, hey, this is where I want to be in 5 years. This is where I see myself, you know? And, you know, sometimes you're like, well, I don't know where I want to be in 5 years, but it could be that maybe you need to sit with yourself and say, well, what do I not want in 5 years? And then back into what you do want. It's like, oh, I don't want to be in poor health. So therefore, I want good health. Therefore, I need to make sure I'm focusing on what I'm eating and my exercise and all those things, right? And so what are some things I can start doing right now so that 5 years from now, my future self is thanking my present self now, saying thank you for focusing on that. And of course, this can be whatever it is with you, but you have to communicate that vision for you. So let's go into your all 12 signs reading here, and let me know how everybody's feeling in the chat here. I tell you what, it has been interesting energy for sure. Hey Zach, I am peaceful. I love it. Good to see you there. Yeah, so this energy's been intense. It's happening for us, right? It's always happening for us. And, oh, hey, there's April too. I didn't see you there. And Kim Priestess, good to see you there. Yeah, feeling the need for rest, right? Feeling the need for rest for sure. Where in South Texas, Kim Priestess? Have I asked you that before? I can't remember. I think I might have asked you that, but I don't remember what you said. Yes, thank you all for saying I am peaceful in there. Let's get into your all 12 signs, and I'll make sure to write the timestamps here. I do try to remember to say the card decks I'm using too, so that we can, in case you like any of them. I think these 3 decks might not be in print, but you might be able to still find them. Oh, Corpus Christi, that's right. Yay, love Corpus Christi. Get to be by the ocean. So we've got the, I've got this in the wrong order than the angels told me. They wanted me to do this one first. All right, so we're going to be addressing the overall energy and your purpose and some guidance around that. This is the Fairy deck by Radley Valentine with Hay House. This is another Hay House author, Doreen Virtue. It's the Life Purpose deck, and this is the Daily Guidance deck. So I love these decks. They're very easy to use and work through the energy here. And let me make sure I get your signs up here, and we can get your timestamps going. So what do we have for the Aries energy here? Because the first thing we're getting is the Winter card. The answer to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. All right, this is not saying you need to wait until the winter, Aries. I know that probably made you feel impatient reading that. But like I said, I do read intuitively. So it's not, it's not saying that you have to wait till the winter. It's actually referring to this past winter where you recently realized something, right? And it caused you to make a wish for something different or something new. Now, this could have been a new relationship. It could have been a new job. It could have been a new home. What was that for you, Aries? Think back about this realization you had in this past winter. So if you're in the Southern Hemisphere where you're just about to go into winter, go ahead and think back to a year ago. What were some things your heart were wishing for? And for those of us who finally came out of that, and we're very glad we did, right? Here in the Northern Hemisphere, what was that, Aries? Because that's going to help you understand. Oh yeah, your Cancer sun too? Yep, got to be by the ocean. Love it. Yep, we're going to go to the ocean this summer too. Okay, so let's move on to the purpose. So this is the Life Purpose deck here, Aries, and we have for you time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So we just said that this past winter you realized something that you wanted, and now it's time to decide, what are you going to do about that, Aries? What are you going to do? Because this involves your life purpose, right? There's something you realize you wanted, and it is part of your life purpose. And it's really funny to talk about these kinds of things with hindsight. I always say hindsight is one of the most powerful tools for deepening your connection with the angels, because it gives you an opportunity to connect the dots and see the way you've been guided, especially when you asked and you paid attention to the signs and symbols. So what I want to say to all of you listening here about this idea of, well, I realized I wanted to take a painting class, but you're thinking, it's not like I want to be a painter. That's not going to lead me to my life purpose. Well, you never know who you're going to meet in that class. You never know what class you'll take after that could guide you to something. I like to use the example of when I started doing a lot of video editing just for fun. I had no intention of starting a YouTube channel at that point, and yet that's a crucial skill to be able to put videos on the channel, right? So let's see what's coming up for your guidance here, Aries. We have release and surrender. So you're going to have to surrender to the process, right, Aries? You're going to have to, be patient with the unfolding of it. That's why we're getting so much guidance around the 5-year plan, all right? We have to break it down into little steps and release and surrender to the timing of these things. And if you did realize, like, okay, what I want is my dream home, which means which is in a different location, that means I'm going to have to move. What are some things you have to decide to do right now so that you can start to bring those dreams into fruition? So I really like that for Aries. Really great guidance coming through whenever you hear it. And let's see what's coming up for, here, I'll get this out of the way so it's not confusing. Taurus. All right, Taurus. Let's grab the timestamp here. What do we have for Taurus? Taurus, the first card I'm getting for you, vegetarian. Again, this is not literal. A new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation abilities. Okay, so again, I'm not reading this literally. The angels will never tell you what to do. They're not saying you have to be a vegetarian if you're not a vegetarian. I don't know a lot of Tauruses that are. I know some, but not a lot. And because Tauruses, they need their food and they have their comforting food here. But this is talking about bringing more vegetables into your daily routine. But more than that, to go even deeper, maybe you're not somebody who really likes vegetables or you already have plenty of vegetables in your routine. It's more about getting rid of any toxins, really eating clean, really being clean with what you digest on social media, okay? Not a doctor, not a fitness instructor, not a nutritionist, nothing of that. This is not healthcare advice, but it's also just asking you to remember to keep paying attention to the things that are in your system. And we got this message, we've been getting this message all year since I did the 2025 angel messages. If you missed those, definitely go check them out. It was a big thing about getting rid of things that are toxic to you. This could be things in your environment, in your office, in your home, in your bedroom. This could be people that are around you that are toxic in the way they talk, they're really negative, like really taking space away from that and focusing on the things that are going to be life affirming and really help you bring in the nutrients you need. And the nutrients can come in the form of self-care. It doesn't have to be food or beverages. We have for your life purpose card, strength. Well, Tauruses, of course you're strong. It says everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. I love this card. Isn't that a pretty picture on there? So yeah, I feel for Tauruses, you've got to remember how strong you are, like how much you've been able to endure. You have great stamina if you give yourself credit for all the things you've been through. That can really help you. Hey, Mary Kate, good to see you tuning in there. Yeah, so I want you to think about how strong you've been in the past, and that's going to help you with bringing in this new healthy lifestyle that you're focused on. Be determined, see it as a journey. Just like I said to the Aries, see it as a journey to go through this transformation. It's not going to happen overnight. And let's see what the daily guidance card is. Ask. Beautiful. Did you remember to ask for help from your spiritual team, Tauruses? They will help you. They will support you. They will help you draw on that strength you have. They will help you, guide you to the right people to support you. They will help you see the things that are not serving you so you can remove them from your environment or from what you're consuming and get to the place where you feel good. And this is going to mean asking for that. Okay, Tauruses, don't forget to ask. We're all guilty of just thinking we can just get through it on our own. We're going to think our way through this. That's what we do sometimes, right? And, we have to remember that we have this amazing spiritual team to help all of us here. It's really wonderful. All right, let's go to the Geminis here. Get your timestamp. Geminis, what do we have going on for you and your life purpose? First, we have express your individuality, allow your true self to shine because You're awesome. And you are awesome, Geminis. You are. And you're charismatic and you're unique and you bring so much fun and wit and ideas to the world. And, you know, it's time to really show the world that. You've been getting this guidance a lot, Geminis, that it's important to really be authentic right now. This is what, you know, Jupiter and Gemini has been doing for you. You may not see the repercussions yet, but you will, because when Jupiter moves into Cancer in, is it June or July? It's sometime this summer. It moves into Cancer, into your second house. From a solar chart perspective, you'll finally get to see where if right now you start expressing yourself in a bigger way, you're going to see rewards from that. So let's see what they're saying about your life purpose here, Geminis. Flowers. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. Isn't that beautiful? It could also mean getting outdoors. It could mean the way maybe you're an interior decorator and you're really good at bringing nature into your work. Maybe it's painting a picture of flowers. It could be anything. It could be writing stories about flowers. I know so many of you Geminis are amazing writers and talented creatives there. So what comes to mind for you that? Because it's not just literal, but there is something that flowers could benefit your life purpose. It could bring in, you know, maybe the work you're doing, you just need to keep more plants around you so you can draw on that powerful energy from the plant world. And let's see what's going on for the guidance here for Geminis. We have the wedding card. And this means that you need to commit to this. You need to commit to this. Now, some of you may actually be getting married. Some of you may be taking a new job that's going to take it's going to be a big commitment. And I'll put this a little higher here. I should have been doing that for the other side so you can see them. But there is some kind of long-term commitment you're making, Geminis, but I feel like it's to yourself. It's your commitment to really show the world who you are and focus on your life purpose. Maybe you're going to start providing flowers for weddings. You're going to be a florist. All right, let's move on to the Cancers. Grabbing my timestamp here. I wish there was a more efficient way to do this, but my monitors are too far away. All right, so Cancers, what do we have for you guys here? We have the admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. So again, this is for everybody listening too, not just Cancers. We need to feel what we want 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 1 year from now, to be able to get to the truth of it. And there might be something you haven't been willing to admit to yourself, that your heart's not into something anymore, that you're feeling bored, that you're not feeling seen. That can be something. A lot of times Cancers are always there for everybody else and you're working behind the scenes to support everybody, but you're not feeling seen or acknowledged. So you need to be honest with yourself about how you feel. That's going to be really big in helping you not only with your life purpose, but oh, I have this deck upside down, I just realized. Not only with your life purpose but also just getting clear on your next step. And by the way, I did have a great question from a viewer about upside down cards. I make a deal with my team when I'm shuffling that I'm not going to take jumper cards or reversals, because I'm always working with the energy anyways as intuitive and what comes through. So it just doesn't matter for me. I know a lot of people place a lot of importance on that, and that works perfectly for them, and that's totally fine. So if you do that, that's no problem. But if you ever see me take a card and face it right side up, that's because I don't take in the energy of reversals or jumper cards, unless it's just so in your face. The jumper cards, sometimes I've had to do that where the jumper card you couldn't deny the way it jumped out. But for the most part, we're just sticking with what the angels and I shuffle together. Okay, we have the Builder card here. For Cancers, your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. So yes, what are you building in your life right now? Are you building a family? Are you building a garden for your vegetables? What is this that you are building? You're building something that you really love, that you really enjoy, and it involves your life purpose. So I love that for Cancers. And then for the guidance here, we have There's nothing to worry about. See, all will work out. We tend to worry about everybody in our life first, and then we worry about us, and then we don't have any clarity because we're taking on others' emotions. So try to take a deep breath and say to yourself, there's nothing to worry about. Just admit your true feelings. Keep building on what you want, and then you will have nothing to worry about, you know? That's one of the things I like to say a lot about, you know, when we are confused about something that we feel like we don't have the answers, or we're having conflict with others, go work on something you love. Go keep building and nurturing something you love, and that will guide you to your purpose. Even if it's sitting there sketching or putting a puzzle together, you're doing something where you're getting into creative flow, which will allow you to download the guidance when needed that will bring you the clarity. So it is really important to go build something. This is for all signs. Go build something that your heart wants. And it's not going to happen overnight, but it is going to guide you to your purpose. I love that for the Cancers there, and for all 12 signs, of course, whoever that resonated with. We are moving on to Leos. All righty, grabbing the timestamp here. What do we have for the Leos? The first card I'm getting for Leos is emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. All right, Leos, what just popped into your mind? You're healing from something, you know, and I feel like with a lot of the messages I've been getting for Leos lately, this has to do with something external, somebody who has judged you or has not treated you properly. They've let you down, or they've accused you of something, and you're hurt by that. You're really hurt on a core level, even if that other person was in the wrong, even if that person can be proven wrong, it's still hurt, right? It's still hurt to go through that. So what's the first thing that comes to mind when you're feeling really emotionally wounded? This is something that they want you to really focus on doing, and it's going to help you with your life purpose. So maybe you need to heal a relationship with a loved one, or you each need to work on healing from a broken relationship in the past, so that you can then use that healing energy to move into your life purpose. So let's see what your life purpose is. Leos, we have support. Your life purpose supports you, fully supports you. Oh, wow, that's exciting. That means that you can actually support yourself on your life purpose right now. So you're already doing something related to your life purpose that you can go bigger with. You can change it, change the direction you're going with it, and it will fully support you, right? So that's always an interesting one to think about. Like, what are you doing right now that you like, and what are you doing that you don't like for work? And start to pivot away from the things you don't like. Just do the things you like and focus on that. And then that's going to help you fully support yourself, right? So I think that's really powerful for Leos to think about with the healing aspect. And then let's see what you're getting for the guidance here, Leos. See only love. See, that's the thing. You need to love yourself through this healing process, Leos. And there's definitely things that have wounded you deeply at a deep core level. But we want to focus on the love and focusing. You're great at loving others. You're so amazing at loving others, Leo. But you have to have that self-love too, right? We all do, but especially you guys, because it's so easy for you to be wounded when you open your heart to others and you feel rejected, or you feel unseen or unheard. So I really want to encourage the Leos to focus on the emotional healing as we're coming out of this full moon here. And if you need to, get some support from somebody you trust, but there is something that you love that you're doing that you could take to a new level, and just focus on the love you have for that. That's going to be really powerful for the Leos. I love that. Or for anybody out there that this resonates with, because I like to keep saying, we have all 12 signs, so that certainly resonates for me. All right, what are we getting for the Virgos here? Virgos, we're getting the Get Some Exercise card. I think we've gotten this for you recently. As your body becomes stronger, you begin to feel stronger in all ways. Yes, I'm definitely getting that for Virgos because, you've been through a lot lately with that eclipse and all the other energies. We've all been feeling it, but you really did. And there's a lot of healing you need to do, and exercise can bring in that healing. It can bring in that those endorphins that you need. But also it's also this idea of exercising your mind, exercising the way you talk to yourself in a new way. So really focusing on your thoughts too, putting your gifts into exercise, like practicing your gifts, actually getting them out there. So let's see what you're getting for your life purpose, Virgos. Leadership. Take charge of this situation. I love that, Virgos. You're great when you're in charge, when you're organized and you're guiding everybody to the right grounded approach to things. So focus on your leadership. You are here to be a leader. And then your guidance is shower of abundance. So you want to focus on abundance and not allow any fear around material resources to stop you from taking the lead with whatever this project is. So exercise your right to be creative and to work on the things you want, because you are going to be a leader in whatever it is you're doing, and it will bring that financial security and that abundance that you want in your life. So I love that for the Virgos. All right, moving on to Libras. We just had your powerful full moon there. What do we have for the Libras? Libras, we have connect with nature. You're rejuvenated, inspired by spending time outdoors. So similar to the Virgos, which makes sense because you are neighboring signs, and we can all benefit from getting out in nature, but the guidance here is that you're definitely going to bring in that balanced energy you need so much, especially after this full moon, Libras, by getting out in nature. This was happening in your first house, of course, but it was opposing the sun in your 7th house. So maybe if you are needing to resolve a conflict with somebody else, the two of you could go outside and take a walk to talk about it instead of sitting in the same energy. But connecting with nature is going to really help you bring clarity with where you're headed. And let's see what we have for the purpose card. And it says writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. So this could be journaling. This could be poems. This could be starting a YouTube channel or a podcast. This could be, doing whatever it is that you're already doing on a bigger level through speaking and things like that. So this is really exciting, Libras. And I do feel these big changes coming for Libras, especially in career. I've seen that since I did the 2025 angel messages. And then we have for your guidance here, giving and receiving. Well, of course, that's the Libra energy right there. Give and receive, bring in that balance. So go share your gifts with the world, and you will receive recognition for what a powerful healer and leader you are. Your talents and your gifts, share them with the world. You will receive rewards from that. That is so powerful for the Libras. I love that. All right, moving on to the Scorpios. Like I said, we do have Juno retrograding back into Scorpio tomorrow. So that'll be interesting energy to combine with Venus being direct now. So what do we have for the Scorpios coming up? We have flower power. Oh, who was the other one that got flowers again? I can't remember. Geminis, maybe? Spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing powers. We're getting so much guidance around getting outside and enjoying nature and really trusting the signs and symbols we get out in nature. That's one of my favorite things about getting out in the yard and working is I'll get focused on something, and then something will catch my attention from nature right at the moment I'm thinking about something, and it brings such a deep meaning to it, So I really think it's important for us all to try to get outdoors as much as we can. And then we have sensitivity. Oh, interesting for Scorpios. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. Well, that makes sense for Scorpios because you are being asked to come out into the world in a bigger way than you ever have before. You're being asked to step in the sunlight more, which means more eyes are on you, which means you're going to feel more of that attention, Scorpio. So make sure you are shielding your energy. Make sure you are taking time to journal, to reflect on the things you want. When you get home at night, are you doing your cord cutting and your shielding? When you wake up in the morning, are you doing your journaling and your affirmations? Please implement these daily routines that can shield your energy. This goes for everybody, not just Scorpios. We want to really be paying attention to how sensitive we are. Like I said, we're all coming online. More and more people are coming online with their psychic abilities every single day. So you're going to begin to feel this. Everybody here listening now, you're going to feel more and more of these people coming on. So that's why it's so important to have your daily practices to shield your energy. So let's see what's coming up for the guidance here. We have new partner. New partner. Scorpios, you're getting a new partner. It could be a new friend, a new business partner, a new romantic partner. It could be somebody on your spiritual team coming in for you. So listen to your intuition, trust your sensitivity. If somebody new comes in your life and their energy is a little off, try to ground yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean they're not meant to be in your life, but pay attention to those things because you are getting so much more sensitive to everything. I mean, really, we all are, but Scorpios, you're being asked to do some things differently starting right now and really starting since the beginning of the year. So let's go into the Sages. Sages, let me get your timestamp really quickly. What do we have for the Sages? We have the new career card. You guys have been getting this all year. Your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. Yes. You're going in a new direction with your work, Sagittarius. We've been getting this all year long. You want to go in the direction that's blooming, the things that are going to allow you to really grow. That's where you need to be focusing, Sagittarius. Hi, Priscilla Love. Thanks for saying Sag there. Freedom. You're free to do what you choose. See, this is the same message over and over that I've been getting for Sages is you're one of the ones that I also will get that ego card with a lot, where you think you have to wait for something else to be able to take that action, when really it's only you that has to decide to take the action. And that really goes for all of us. But you need to free yourself from something going on in your daily routine or someone in your life that's holding you back, because otherwise you're not going to be able to really bloom in this new direction with your career. So let's see what we have for the Sagittarius guidance. Energy work. Energy work. I love that. It's a pretty card too. So it might be that it's time to book an energy healing session. If you're somebody who already does energy healing on yourself, start incorporating it in your daily routine. If you saw my what to do between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. video that I have on here on this channel, I talk about one of the things I'll do sometimes is I'll do energy work on myself because I'm wide awake. Why not? Why not charge myself up and set myself up for success when I wake up in the morning, hopefully falling back asleep and waking up refreshed. So I love that for the Sages. Bring in some energy healing and focus on where you need to go. A lot of times when we do that, especially if you book a session with someone else, they'll be able to see where we're blocking ourselves and make it easier for us to take that action. All right, so what do we have for the Capricorns? Capricorns, the first card I have for you is practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. You know what they're talking about? Here, Capricorns, is your intuition. Practice using your psychic abilities, because you just had that big long transit of Pluto through your sign, and it's key to start practicing using your intuition, because that's what Pluto was doing. It was changing us from being, I'm a Cap rising, that's why I say us. It's changing us from doing the practical thing and the way it's always been done, just always doing it this way because it's always been done that way, to innovating, Pluto and Aquarius, and using our intuition. So now we're going to be much more about in being guided intuitively, not necessarily doing it the way it's always been done. So for your life purpose card, Capricorns, we have heart's desires. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. Do you know what your dreams are, Capricorn? That's why we're all being asked to think about 5 years from now and then back into the daily routines, because if you're not clear on what your heart desires, it's going to be harder to understand where we're being guided with our intuition. So do the work. I know you're great at doing the work, Capricorns, but do the work of asking yourself, what do you really want? And then that'll make it easier for you to start practicing using your intuition and getting guided to that goal or dream. And then we have the listen card. You just can't make this stuff up. They know what they tell me what to say, and then I flip the card. Listen to your intuition, Capricorns. I love that. So nothing more to say there. It's a pretty self-explanatory there, I would say. Moving on to the Aquarians. Aquarians, what do we have for you guys? Okay, Aquarians, we have the daughter card. The answer to your question involves your daughter. Okay, and some of you, I know you're, well, I don't have a daughter, or my daughter's grown. What? I haven't even talked to her recently. She's busy, whatever. There's something here with a younger female in your life. Maybe it's you from when you were young, but it feels like there's some energy around you that needs some attention. It could be that somebody else's daughter, a friend's daughter, is going through something and you can be there to help that person. It could be that, you have a friend and they're struggling with something with their parents, but there's something around a daughter energy that you're going to be able to assist people with. And this is actually going to help you with your life purpose. So let's see what we're getting for your life purpose card here. Nutrition. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. Beautiful. I know a lot of aquas that are really good cooks in the kitchen, or they enjoy cooking. And also, aquas, you're really good at teaching others and informing others. So it could be that you're teaching about how important it is that we all pay attention to what we consume. And so part of your life purpose is sharing with others the things that are good to consume versus the things that are not. It doesn't have to mean food or beverages. It can mean the information you're consuming. Maybe you're trying to guide people away from old information that's just not accurate anymore, and lead them into the new age of information. We have all this new stuff coming out with AI and technology, and it could be that aquas are using the new AI and the new technology to share their life purpose. So I really like that for the aquas, and the guidance we get here is steady progress. All right, I like that, aquas. So you are making progress with your life purpose. Just know that there is this daughter energy around you that's either going to guide you or it needs to be addressed. So it could be for some aquas, maybe there's some conversation you need to have with your daughter, but there is definitely an energy around you that is going to help you to address if you want to be able to continue with this steady progress. So if you see somebody as a daughter, or you treat someone like a daughter, keep going. It's really benefiting your life purpose and the person. All right, moving on to the Pisces. And don't forget, we're going to get your bonus message in here with actions to take. What do we have for the Pisces? Pisces, we have the debt paid off card. The old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. I love this for Pisces. And Pisces, it doesn't mean literally money, but maybe you did recently pay off your mortgage or some other type of loan, or maybe you just fulfilled some kind of contract or karmic cycle. That's been going on for a lot of us, fulfilling a karmic cycle. So we've all seen a lot of endings because we completed that cycle. There's something going on for Pisces that is freeing you. Maybe it's your kids are going off to college, so it's not a debt necessarily, but it was a time commitment there that now you have this freedom. So let's see what's coming up for your life purpose. Career change. We've been getting this for Pisces a lot too. Yeah. Just like Sagittarius, you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. So what have you been thinking about doing with your skills, Pisces? Could you start making changes in your current work to help you? Because I do feel this for a lot of Pisces. I also saw in the 2025 messages that getting out into the public, like traveling, doing things, is going to benefit you because you're going to be meeting people. And I know that was a message, I think, last week for the Pisces, but you're going to be meeting people who may be introducing you to your future partner. It may be a business partner, not a romantic partner, but there are changes coming in for you with your career, but it's going to take you getting out there in a bigger way. So what do we have for the guidance card here? Oh, of course, daydream for Pisces. How many Pisces do you know that don't daydream? I don't know. Maybe they forgot how to daydream as a kid. I'm a big daydreamer. It was as a kid, and I still am now. What have you been daydreaming about, Pisces? Have you always daydreamed about visiting somewhere? Start making plans, or at least go on YouTube and watch videos of that place. Daydream. What would it be like if I lived there? Or what would it be like if I took a 3-month hiatus and rented an Airbnb and wrote my book there, right? I want you guys to daydream. That feels really, really good for everybody listening here, not just the Pisces. I love that. All right, moving on to the bonus messages here so we can get some action to take. I like to do my daily spread that I do for my own journal. Every morning when I get up, I use my journal to connect with the angels and track my health routine, track the energies, and I do a 5-card spread that I'm going to share with you here, where we do the present energy, the near future energy, and the future energy is what I call it. A lot of times for me, since I'm doing this on a daily basis, it'll end up being like the time that I'm journaling is this card, middle of the day to middle afternoon is this card, and then evening is this card, but not always. Sometimes it spreads out over a couple of days, but that's why I track it in my journal so I can use hindsight and go, oh, that's what that Page of Swords was. That was my daughter texting me, help, I forgot my homework. That's definitely happened. All right, and then these are the action cards. So I really like to have action cards because we can sit here and listen to all the divine guidance in the world and feel like we have all our angels around us, but then it's like, but now what? Now what do I do? And again, the angels won't tell us what to do, but they can guide us. And so we are specifically asking for guidance on actions here. So let's move to the present energy. Oh my gosh, we've been getting this card constantly. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. Okay, so things are going to be moving forward. We already know this. If you caught my reel that I did for the full moon, we pulled the fortune card for that as well. We had to get past these transits. We need Mars to be back into Leo. We need Mercury back into Aries to start to feel it. But it's going to suddenly move forward. It's going to be good. This is happening right now. So anything that you're dealing with right now, you might get a phone call today, tonight, tomorrow that gives you some of that clarity. We've all been waiting on clarity with some things. We've been all waiting for information to come in. So it looks like we're moving in that direction. So I really, really like that for the present energy. And let's see. Oh, Daisy Guerra says, I'm a Pisces. I totally ended a cycle. Oh, you did. Congratulations. Feeling the freedom, right? All right. We have the near future card is the 10 of Water. This is a beautiful card for coming up in the near future. A contented and surrounding, rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs met. And trustworthy relationships. So this is coming in for you with this transformation. You are calling in this home life where you feel emotionally secure. And what does that mean? It means you feel at home. It means you can feel like you can be yourself. You can rest assured that the people around you are supporting you in your goals. So even though you may have to go through this transformation, this is where you're headed, right? And then we have in the future card, the Knight of Fire card. Knight of Fire. Again, a sudden event that needs your attention. It says Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So yeah, again, you know, there may be something that you really need to address because things are going to suddenly move forward, but it's going to bring in that emotional security. And so you'll be ready to make that decision. You just want to make sure you're making that decision from a grounded approach. Sometimes this card can be a little bit impulsive. So just make sure you're not being impulsive with the things that you're addressing. If you need to, if you can, ask for more time before making a decision. And it looks like, you know, we're getting a heads up on this. You may actually know what this is before you actually have to address it because it is the future position. So let's see what our action cards are. Ooh, look at that. A leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. All right, you're being asked to take that leap of faith. If an unexpected opportunity comes through your door, an invitation, a job offer, a chance to take a trip, of course, you're going to want to listen to your intuition, but take that leap of faith. So we did have this Knight of Fire card, right? In the future card. It may be that you get this opportunity to travel and you're like, want to run out and buy the first plane ticket to go. And then you realize, wait a minute, maybe it would be better if I drove because I wouldn't have to rent a car and I could go visit this friend. So there's things that you may have to make a decision to take the opportunity, but then think through it. Don't necessarily assume there's only one way to take advantage of that. And just really take, I really like this idea of, starting something new, essentially, going in that direction, trusting your intuition. So what do we have for the second action card here? And then we'll pull it all together. Ace of Air, another new beginning, brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Well, it's always going to be, whenever something gets started, you have to feel your way through it. You need to think things through carefully. So basically this is a positive card here. It's saying take action on, I'm trying to hold it upside down there. It's saying take action on these new ideas. In fact, a lot of us, this new opportunity that's coming through, it's going to be an idea we download. So make sure you are keeping your journal close by for any dreams you're having, any sudden inspirations. I take my journal everywhere I go with me, especially if I'm taking myself to lunch or to go have some coffee. But I take it with me, to even doctor's appointments where I know I'm going to be sitting and waiting for a little bit. So definitely keep your journal with you. Of course, it doesn't have to be this journal. I do sell this journal on Amazon with a 4-part webinar for deepening your connection with the angels, but you can use any journal you want. I just encourage you to keep it all in one place. So let's pull these messages together. And by the way, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button, share this video with anybody you think it would resonate with, and of course, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate it. It helps my channel grow and reach other amazing people like you. So thank you so much. And let's pull in these messages all together. So we've got the water sign, we've got the fire sign. It's going to be very emotional. There's going to be a lot of passion here. We do have the Ace of Air card, new ideas. So basically, you're going to want to take action on that new idea when the opportunity presents itself, which looks like it's coming up pretty soon. So I feel like this is really positive energy as far as for what we have coming up. It doesn't matter when you're seeing this video, but within the next week or so, you're going to see things move forward. You're going to finally see these opportunities to take action on something new. So I really encourage you to be tracking all the angel numbers you're seeing. You can check out my angel number series videos if you hadn't too. The animals you're seeing. I've just been getting nonstop messages from the insect world, from the bird world. It's just been really amazing. And I encourage you to do that. Track them all. Let me know in the comments what signs and symbols you're seeing. And I really appreciate all of you being here for all 12 signs because it is important. So I will get these timestamps dropped in right at the end of this. This Wednesday, we're going to be doing all signs for the topic is Rise, R-I-S-E. I'll be talking about that a little more. I'll be using a new deck I haven't used on this channel before for a very specific reason. So make sure you hit that notify me button. It's already scheduled. And then we can definitely make sure that we are, I switched screens there. I will definitely make sure I have all 12 signs messages for you there, and we will connect there. And of course, you can always watch it later on the reading. So definitely take action when these opportunities present yourselves. Okay, guys, let me know what it is for you. And remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.